I just don't understand. So my mom is obsessed with my weight, and since I was 12 she would always tell me that I should get a waist trainer, and I always refused, but after some time I accepted. Then when I started wearing them on a daily basis to school, she once looked at me and said, "Look at how wide your stomach is. Just keep tricking yourself by saying you look skinny, double quotes, dot dot. I am not obese or anything, but it did hurt." I don't understand why she kept insisting that I got one and now is annoyed when I wear one. Mum's entitled boyfriend's previous antics. After all the support I got from the last two posts, I've decided to go into more detail to some of his previous antics. Let's start at the very beginning. When I was around 6, he moved in with us. Mum didn't know him for more than 3 months at this time. I was young and stupid. I'm still stupid, just less young, and I was upset about some homework. My memory is rather fuzzy here, as this did happen almost a decade ago, and my memory is quickly deteriorating. It eventually ended with Mum's boyfriend throwing me in the closet under the stairs and locking me in there, threatening to beat my ass until it was black and blue. I remind you that I was 6. There was no light in that closet, and I was still afraid of the dark, so I was absolutely terrified. I don't remember how long I was in there, but I would say around an hour. Eventually Mum said that was enough and let me out. But that moment is when I decided that I disliked him. Another time, when I was around 10, Mum's boyfriend essentially locked me in my room for a month. I was allowed out 3 times a day, for meals. There was absolutely nothing to do in my room. No toys, no books, nothing. I managed to steal some of my sister's books and toys, but when he found them, he made us watch as he burned the books and melted the toys. I'm afraid I can't remember what I did to make him punish me, but I don't think the punishment warranted that. Something that he has done more recently within the past 2 years is joked about how he could kick me, my sister, and my mom out with zero legal repercussions. I think that's what that word means. He wouldn't kick out my mom, but me. The day I turn 18, they're kicking me out. He's already confirmed this. He doesn't just bully me too. He bullies my sister for not being able to read, despite being 15. She has learning disabilities and isn't mentally her age. I've tried my best to protect her, but these days, I have to protect myself. And then there's his narcissism. He believes that he's the only person at his job that is intelligent and that everyone else is incompetent oxygen thieves. How ironic. He makes jokes about me having no brain. When I ask him something, look it up, he says. To his knowledge, I have zero access to the internet. Now of course I do, as I am posting here on Reddit, but I digress. He also loves saying, "I've already told you. If you didn't pay attention the first time, that's your fault." Even if I asked that same question like 3 years ago, I have made a promise to myself to ruin his life once I am financially independent and can go no contact with my family. Either he is going to prison, going to lose his job, or will be publicly shamed. Just wanted to talk a bit more about his antics. Entitled Mum Becomes Enraged Over Another Kid. I volunteer at this place and recently helped out with an education thingy. Parents and kids of all ages would come to this little workshop for the day and would learn some artistic things. One of the kids is not happy to be there. He's with his mom and little brother. He refuses to do anything, keeps saying, "No, I want to go home, go away." At first I just thought, typical 12-13-year-old boy. There's another family there, a mum and her 2 kids who are around the same age the other boy. The rest of the children are a fair bit younger. Em knows this other boy. Her son is friends with him, so she tries to encourage him to engage a bit, to the point she's ignoring her own kids when they're trying to show her their work. Over an hour into this, boy refusing to work, making rude comments, and basically wanting to leave. The person running the workshop asks to talk with him and his mother. They all come to the conclusion that he would be happier at home, and that they can organize another session better suited for him later on. His mom returns to the workshop to be with her other son. Upon hearing the news that this boy is gone home, Em starts kicking off at the person running it, accusing them of kicking a child out due to his additional needs. This workshop is inclusive of all needs. That's the point of it. I personally feel like they were inclusive of his needs because they let him leave. It was stressing him out. He wasn't happy. He wanted to go home. And they organized a session that is better suited for him on a later date and a better day for him. Also, his own mother agreed, so I have no clue why this other lady was butting into his defense. She's screaming and yelling in front of the children and forces her kids to leave with her. They didn't want to leave and were having a great time. The boy who left, his mom has just stood there fully shocked, trying to explain that it's okay. Oh, and we got the classic line that she's calling the manager. My theory is that she thinks she has this special connection with him, where she is the only one who can get through to him and get him to completely turn around and enjoy his day. Since she was more focused on what he was doing and not her own kids. But with them going home, she can't do that. She also complained about my mate the day before for not working through her unpaid lunch break. My psycho mother doesn't know that I'll be gone in 10 days. Tiny edit, not gone as in harm or death, gone as in moving out. Didn't realize how it sounded, sorry. I FTM 19, I'm going to move out in 10 days. It took forever to get here, and I still need to scrounge up some last minute crap, but I'm doing it. I'm moving out and getting the hell away from her. Background on everything, there's a lot of generational abuse in my family. Abuse she passed down to me. While it wasn't always physical, her and my father's actions led me down a spiral of self-harm and multiple suicide attempts for 2 years straight. The fact that I'm alive is a miracle. I'm a bit better now, don't worry. She's going to disown me once I transition. And I stayed in this house for 3 years on the terms that I pretend to be someone else or I'd be homeless. Very icky people, pretty much, and they can't see it. They did try to improve, and the physical violence stopped, but they can never fix what they did. Moving on, I made the mistake of telling her I was apartment searching a month or so ago, and had her instantly dump on me. What was supposed to be a celebration turned to her dogging on me. It was basically a "you'll never make it so just stay home" conversation she would not let up on no matter how many times I asked her to stop. Even when I told her that she was making me uncomfortable and I didn't want to talk about it any further, she keeps going. If I literally stare at her and say nothing, give her no reason to keep talking, she still does. I literally had to tell her when she got mad at me for it. So I'm there, going to town on a corn dog, and I said I told you to stop. You didn't listen. I'm not even responding, and you're still going. I'm giving you a really big hint here and you're not getting it. She got mad. Well, how was I supposed to know? You should have just told me. I took a big bite of corn dog and said, yeah, I did tell you multiple times. You didn't listen. After that, I didn't talk about the apartment to her at all. She nagged to know my roommates and begged to know where I'll be living if I do move out. She won't know, ever. The whole "what if something happens and you need us" spiel. She has no idea. In going full no contact, and that makes me happy. I woken up a few days ago to her ranting about how I need to stay home and focus on my studies. I just sat there on the bathroom floor holding back a smile because she thinks that I gave up. She doesn't know that I'm about to give my security deposit and collect keys on the 27th. When the day comes, I'm not even going to give her the decency of seeing me leave. I'm packing my shit and going out the back. No text, no camera footage, nothing. In 10 days, I am going to disappear from her life and finally be myself. I'm sleep deprived to hell and back, stressed out from all the work it took to get here, and probably one cheeseburger from a breakdown. I've had so many bumps on the way, and so many things try to screw me over the past few months, and finally be myself. I'm sleep deprived to hell and back, stressed out from all the work it took to get here, and probably one cheeseburger from a breakdown. I've had so many bumps on the way and so many things try to screw me over the past few months, the past few fucking years, actually. But I literally couldn't be happier. 10 days and I'm free. Life. Here I come. Update will come soon. But if you'd like to follow my 10-day journey until freedom, then I made her countdown to burger at another Redditor's advice. There will be mini updates there and other shenanigans, but I'll link the big update here when it comes. Do I have a right to be angry about this? Opinions wanted closing parenthesis. So I was tired and have fibromyalgia, a pain condition, but my mom kept hinting about mowing the lawn. I'm a 30-plus-year-old woman and not very strong, which makes me feel even more crap about myself. Anyway, we get home from taking her shopping and I decide to get the mower out to do it for her. I'm literally sweating my backside off, struggling with mower, and she starts making comments and supervising to make sure I do it right. I'm midway through and she moves the large bin that we keep all the grass cuttings right to the back of the long yard we've got, so it's extra work just to walk each time to empty the mower when it gets full. I ask her why she did it and she says it was in the way and starts laughing, saying come on, it'll keep you fit, and to stop being lazy while she sits on the bench sipping her tea. Anyway, in the end, I finished the front garden and told her she can do the back. When she asked why, I said because I didn't want to put myself into a state of discomfort and pain for her. I don't usually say or do stuff like this, so I think she was surprised. She's now cutting her own lawn and I'm about to have a hot bath and lots of pain relief. Is that rude of me? I feel so angry, Arn, because she literally had zero care or thought for me. Even though I was trying to do something helpful for her. I've even got bruises on my stomach now trying to push her shitty mower which doesn't work properly. And she calls me lazy and behaves entitled.